Alright. It's time once again to do our start up a brand new fresh campaign there, I think. Although this has been about 40 minutes since I finished up my last campaign there, so I'm still a little bit bitter. I am a little bit bitter. I don't think there's much else I could say about that there, but I am committed to try and get us a good series or campaign going on here, and not have it last only a week or 3 hours, as the recordings probably indicate, as far as how much game time I got in there. So I think I'm going to mix it up a little bit. I know I enjoyed humans, but I think I want to try and mix it up and get a new faction going. So I'll have a quick look at these R races, see which is to my liking. So we got the Pulp Symbiosis, they got 50% growth. They're slightly weaker warriors, adept spies, and photosynthesis, so they only require half the food. We got Courtesine Collective, which are slavers. They're slow to, half the growth. They get plus 1 food, plus 2 production. The Cux affiliation, which means if I were to pick that, then no one really likes me. A poor homeworld. There's subterranean, so that boosts their population, because that's a unique kind of trait. So it depends on the size of the planet, but you can get massive population, and they're fertile. Karate Shogunate, I'm really tempted to try them out. Let's see, they do less damage on the ships, but let's see, they're quality engineers to kind of help make up for that some. Clumsy Spies, which is okay, I don't really care about spies too terribly much. Rich Homeworld, high G tolerance, which also increases their hit points. So they're the ones I'm thinking of. You got the Raleigh Technocracy, they're religious there, so Holy Land gives them immediate plus 20 approval to their homeworld. Poor farmers, so less food, or half the food. Is it really half? Or you get a minus 0.5 anyway per farmer, so not really half. Just a base penalty. They get 50% bonus tax. They're resourceful, so they only need 2 strategic resources to benefit from like the big bonus there and aquatic, so they live on Waterworld. Dreylocks, timid warriors, lower health, so good spies. Fantastic traders, so they get a bunch of credit bonuses there, and they're charismatic. So improved initial diplomacy rating, which is kind of ironic considering when I encountered them, they were a bit, I forget what the attribute they had there, but they were wary of other factions, so there was like a penalty of some kind there as well for their tolerance. So that seems a little bit counterintuitive, at least a little bit. So the Operatives Hive, so they're also another one I'm tempted with playing with. They have a rich homeworld, so plus 2 production on the homeworld, cybernetics, so they rely on building their citizens rather than actually rely on food. I don't know how exactly that's going to work here. And I can't remember how they worked in Stardrive 1, so they do not experience emotions, and there's no bonuses or penalty to approval, so they're always the same. Minus 5 to intellect on spies, so they get bonus research for science. Industrious workers and poor farmers, which you would think that would not be a big deal considering their cybernetics, but... And of course the Vulfar. Just look at him and his smug face. Just makes you want to punch him in the snout there to shut him up. He kinda deserves it, quite frankly. So yeah, he was dangerous, I was not kidding. It's just unfortunate. I may have been able to defend myself if my fleet wasn't so out of position, which is unfortunate. It is exactly how I predicted it would happen. I would be pretty much defenseless there, with nothing I could do. But I think after thinking about it, I'm gonna go with the Opera's Hive and try them out. Do want to customize stats. Actually, ooh, there's a second change on here. Okay, rule change that... Oh yeah, that's with the new patch that they recently put in there. In Total War mode, you may not build colony ships. So that's interesting. I don't know if that affects anyone else or not though. Titan Quest, you start with Titans, but you can only build Titans. And Newcomer, yeah. They start out with several additional colonies under the control. So that's neat. Kind of helps mix up a little bit. Apparently, you get additional negative picks if you chose to do that, so... Don't know if you benefit on there, but at least it helps with the replayability without dealing with what I had to suffer as races that have poor intellect, as apparent with the Vulfar, and yet having like almost literally double the research potential that I had, because they even had higher level tech. So it's hard to really say how that worked. But what I'm gonna do is, well, I'm gonna leave difficulty on normal, I think, this time, because I have been humbled, sadly. I'm still bitter, but I want to start off at least having a campaign that will at least be intense and not seem relatively easy for me, considering I won my normal mode difficulty match. So I didn't want to make it too one-sided once I got through the initial fights with the pirates and all that. So, how I'm going to mix it up in this case is I'm going to randomize the personalities. So I don't know who's the real threat. And we got a new mode here, Ring. That was included in the patch. Let's see. This slider contribute... Oh wait. That doesn't even help me. Yeah, select star clusters. I want to see what Ring is, damn it. And it gives me text for the fertility, which is annoying. Yeah, it doesn't say on there. Clusters and spiral, which is unfortunate. Although it is like a ring. Do I want to do clusters or do... Actually, I think I'll keep it random. Opponents... Oh, I don't know how to change it. Well, let's see. This is racial attributes. What does aggressive AI mean? Will compel the computer to assign an aggressive AI personality to this race, regardless of any other settings. Okay. Since I randomized the personalities, though, I have no idea who would actually be wanted to be the aggressive race, so we'll just leave it as is. So that way, even I can't really predict what's going to happen. So we'll start this up. This is a lot of binary text. Anomaly logged in research project H05 E4. It's all binary text, so it doesn't really give proper backstory for this race, I think. Probability, they're talking about the warp drive. Probability of catastrophic explosion calculated to be 100%. New data adjusts probability calculation for power flow. So they're talking about like unlocking the Stardrive, essentially. Probability, they did something and it reduces the probability back down to 0%. Probability of spatial anomaly creation 100%. So yeah, it's pretty much the same as how the humans explain it. They have no idea how it works, and it seems relatively simple. After the first change, they got to work, and then they begin their protocol to expand and thrive. Now we are the operatives. A new beginning, and I'm trying to understand how this works, because apparently my world is shrinking. So how does food work for the operatives, or at least building population? It indicates progress towards next year. Let's see, when the bar is filled up to 30, then a new population. Yeah, that's pretty standard. But what does the food mean for me? Because apparently it's shrinking. So that's not a good start, is it now? So approval always stayed 60, I would imagine. Oh, there it is. Charging hub. Specialized power plants with interface ports for routine cybernetic upkeep. Cybernetic units and androids do not require food as upkeep so long as a plant has a charging hub. So, that's really good. Oh, and I actually build them. I literally build citizens. So I have no way to build that, so I think I want to do is forego research altogether, which seems a little contradictory, doesn't it? But if I can keep my growth from shrinking too much there, and I don't even need farms in that case once I get that started. Size for an aeroponics farm, but again, this is going to take a little bit of time. 27 turns with 1 research. So I'm going to have a bit of a slow start, so the main benefit of this that I like is that it gives me a chance to explore everything first. So I don't just pick the first system that I see. So I can live with that. So I start off as single plant there, leave my colony ship for now. Food shortage at 1. Citizens will die if not addressed. Yes, I already noticed because you started me off with this, you stupid thing. Alright, so let's see. So food is doing okay there. We're at Sigma, gas giant, large, abundant. Assuming I can get a charging station there, I don't think food is ever a factor. It's just the initial start that could be an issue. But I can easily affect that, rectify that with farms, or freighters, and like 1 or 2 farmers at the Homeworld. So we got an anomaly here to scout out. We'll check that out. See what we find. Okay, floating asteroid. Same as the thwarted, appears quite clearly to have been artificially creative. So I have no freighters and I have no money, and I don't want to destroy that yet. So I will leave that for now and continue scouting around. Okay. After getting into it, I am now feeling a little bit better. Just a little bit. Not bitter anymore. Oh boy. I don't think I have... Yeah, I'm about to lose my pop, so I need to even this out right now. It's going to be a very slow start for me with the starvation. GNN back, highly secure location, all the usual. So yeah, he's going to give us more racial profile, and I don't think there's any point for me to yammer on about that there, so I'm just going to skip through it this time. Nothing too exciting. He's going to say the exact same things as he did before. And I also need to check that wormhole, see where the hell that takes me. Ooh, we got a nice ultra-rich world, but it is kind of small. So I'll have to take a good look at that at some point. Abundance 4, ultra-rich is 9, large abundance 4, so I could start with that ultra-rich there. I'm not going to have the food to even sustain my colony, am I? Because how much food do I get exactly? Planetary base, Terran. So yeah, 2 per food and -5 per farmer. And that gives me no food at all, so I really need a way to... I really need freighters once I can solve this food crisis. Clearly the operatives were so obsessed with their Stardrive that they completely neglected their own citizens surviving with their basic needs. So this is a bit of a Shocker, caught me completely off guard. I am growing finally. I finally got positive food. So we arrived in the Onair system. We got a haunted system, which I don't think not a single one of my citizens is going to care about that. It's just minus 20 approval on the planet and nanocash. It does improve maintenance costs, and it looks like we have a neutral faction here, which is going to be interesting. So they're tropical, so plus 20 approval here, and 3 billion credits per turn. So that's very tempting, although it is a poor world, and I don't care about food so much with my cybernetic, so I'm kind of tempted to let them live. Not to mention, their population is massive. 15 out of the 3 cap, I guess? So how the hell did they get 15 population on there? It's beyond me. I'm certain they're suffering from massive overcrowding right now. How are we doing? 19 turns, I'm getting relatively close to being able to pay for that. Let's have a look. Hermglub. Let's see. Hello, Master Hermglub. I have no clue what he's saying. It's been some time since we received a visitor from the Great Black Sea of Stars. We live a peaceful life of isolation here, Hermglub. Oh, I might as well say that like humbug, almost. Hermglub! If you want to buy some fish, we have plenty. So, neutral world, so I have options here. I can give him money to repair my ship and refuel. I can give him more money to get approval for buying lobster. Again, I'm cybernetic. I don't give a shit about that. But I am content to leave him as is. What the hell? He gave me that option twice, which was weird. I don't think I need to worry about the wormhole just yet. I want to explore my region there as far as I can go.